Alright, so I had a special video request from one of my subscribers. What up, Crystal? She wanted me to do another contour and highlight video. She said she watched my old one, but she would like another one, and I have changed things. I don't use powder contour anymore. I use cream, so I have changed a little bit. But if you haven't watched that video, I talk a lot about how highlight or the color white, you want to think about it like if you're a little overweight, or maybe your bottom's a little big but you really like the top. What do we typically do? We wear black pants so people's attention don't go there, and we wear a nice sexy white top so the attention goes to the top, right? White brings things into the light or brings things into focus. Dark colors pulls it from the focus or pulls it into the darkness. So that's how you have to think about your highlight and contour. You want to contour those areas. It's like camouflaging those areas that you want to pull into the dark or away from people's vision, and you want to highlight the areas that you want to move into the light or into people's vision. So for example, and I'll show you this in the video, but I contour here because I want my big forehead to kind of be shadowed a little bit, and I highlight here because this is the area I want to bring into your focus. It's really just a play on colors, and what I say in this video is the same thing I said in the last video. I will put that last video here too. You can't go by a picture on Google and contour and highlight exactly like that picture if, one, you don't have the same starting canvas. So if your face shape is different than the person in that picture, you're going to have a different result or different outcome. So never just copy someone else's highlight and contour. Now, if they have the exact same face shape as you, then it's okay to copy. But oftentimes we have different face shapes. That's why I say everyone across the world was copying Kim Kardashian's picture. But if you don't have the same starting canvas, it's not going to work for you. So if you want to Google pictures on how to contour your face, you should really Google highlight and contour for a round face, or highlight and contour for a big forehead. You want to make sure that you get a picture that showcases your face shape and your face structure. So don't even copy what I do in this video unless your face shape is similar. Remember, we're just using optical illusions. We're creating shadows. We're making things brighter. Oftentimes men will complain, she looked totally different when she took her makeup off. Boo-boo, if you really think I have glitter on my eyes and that's how I came out of my mommy's tummy, I don't know what to tell you. So if you'd like to see my latest contour and highlight video, thanks to Crystal's request, then just keep watching. Okay, I have my foundation on. My eyes are not quite done, so don't judge me. Thinking back to that, light brings things forward for you to see. Darkness takes it out of the light, which means it takes it away from what people see first. So you have to think about your face. What do you want to pop? What do you want people to see when they first look at you? For me, that's my eyes. So I spend most time on my eyes. The rest will go nude, neutral, hide it all. So I already have my foundation on. One of the things that can kill a makeup look is dark circles under your eyes. No matter how pretty your eyeshadow is, no matter how beautiful a lipstick color you use, if you have dark circles, it's going to lessen the impact of everything else that you do. So you want to color correct if you have dark circles. I have kind of medium circles. They're not too bad. So I use the Becca Under Eye Brightener. So I already have that on, and it just cancels out some of that darkness. You want to use a peach. If it's really dark, you might want to use an orange, but you have to be careful with an orange. I have one here. If I can get it open. I have an orange here, so you want to make sure that you don't put it on quite that dark, right? You want to blend it out so that it's dark enough to cancel out the blue, but light enough that your concealer is still going to cover up the orange. So I have already went in with my color corrector, so now I'm going to put the concealer on. So there's mixed reviews on doing the triangle. Some beauty gurus say do it, some say don't do it. For me personally, I think it makes my skin look much more pulled together. So we're going to do the triangle. Now when I do the triangle, I don't do this area. Some will bring it like down. I don't do that. I don't need to. Most of them that do it don't need to either. You want to go up on the sides of your nose just a little bit, and you want to lift your face with that concealer, which is why I have an upward triangle. Alright, let's blend that out. You don't want any harsh lines, so I take the end that I applied my foundation and just kind of pounce it a little bit to smudge out any of those harsh lines. Alright, now we're going to contour. I'm using a non-cruelty free because I'm trying to use it up, so no judgment. Offer me some grace here. So remember, we're going to darken the areas that we want to pull away from the focus, right? So I'm definitely going to give myself some Kim Kardashian kind of, right? But typically we put them where our natural dent is anyway. But as we age, we want to lift our face. It's all optical illusions. So I'm going to go just a little bit higher. I want to go under my chin. That gives the effect of a fuller bottom lip. Some people do it under here with to shadow that double chin. I don't. I put a little bronzer there. Now, I have a big forehead, so I'm going to make it appear smaller, but I'm also going to use my bronzing powder to help with that in a minute. I have a wide nose, so we got to help it. Alright, with the clean side of the Beauty Blender, just start blending that out. I think in my last video, I used all powders. So this is a little different. I need my mirror just a little closer. Be sure to go up in that hairline. So many people forget the hairline, and it's not a cute look, guys. You gotta get up in the hairline so it looks seamless, it looks natural. Okay, so now I'm going to go back with this highlighter and I'm going to highlight some areas of my face. So I want to highlight my nose to blend out some of that, and I want the attention to come here, and I've darkened this so it'll pull away. Cupid's bow and just a little on the chin. Why would you highlight your chin? You're really just balancing out the colors in the face. So see how I have a natural highlight right there and it's shadowed here, so it will draw people's attention to this area of my face, which is what I want. Now we're going to bake. Before you bake anything, make sure there's no creases. If there are creases, the baking will lock that crease in and you're not going to get rid of the crease. So, there's no creasing on my under eye. I have fine lines here, so I'm buffing the crease out. Fine lines sounds so much better than I got some wrinkles. And I use a lot of powder. I always apply my powder with a damp beauty blender. I think that helps the powder kind of melt into your skin a little better. And I always apply a lot of powder. Do not be afraid if it's translucent, loose setting powder. Don't be afraid to use it, guys. Because one, you can dust off the excess, and two, your setting spray melts all those powders together so you don't have a powdery face. And right now you're probably thinking, why is she covering up all that contour she just did with all that powder? I created shadows. Shadows are not strong, they're not bold. Be sure you get in the corners. That's where our makeup tends to break up first. Alright, I gotta go back in and buff some of these fine lines out. Now let's powder. Okay, our makeup is set. So one thing about the cream contour I want to go back to and revisit for a second. If everyone that watches this video goes and contours their face exactly like I just did, that is a mistake. I contour my face to fit my face shape and get the results that I want. So if you mirror what I did and you don't have my face shape and the result you want is different, you're not going to get what you want. So for example, I have this huge forehead, right? So I created shadows here and down here so that this was brought more into the light. Well, let's say you have a short forehead to begin with. You're going to contour these areas and highlight a triangle, which is going to lengthen your forehead. So you really have to figure out what your face shape is. What are you starting with? What's your canvas look like? And then what do you want the picture to look like when it's done? What do you want to bring out of the light and what do you want to push into the light? So many people go and copy that Kim Kardashian picture for bronzing and highlight, but unless you have her exact face shape and want to see the same results, it's not going to work. So there's a few extra areas that we want to bake. One is down our nose. This is just going to, that's your T-zone, right? So baking will keep your makeup from breaking down. So we need a little extra help sometimes in our T-zone and our chin. And I don't want those fine lines I had over here to show later, so I want to bake a little more there. That'll help lock that makeup in. So now we want to bronze. We want to add some depth back into our face. So how are we going to do that? Need a good bronzing powder. This is like the only expensive powder that I own. So we're going to go back over those same areas that we did the contour. Think of bronzer as hitting the places that you would get a suntan. So places that the sun typically hits, that's what you want to bronze because you want it to be natural, right? Alright, I do an extra step under my eyes. I use the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder, and I just add a little bit of that right where those dark circles would be. Just to brighten the under eye a little bit more. Go out that contour with a little bit more bake. Sometimes I will skip this step. I don't think it's not something I do every day, just when I want an extra put together kind of look. Alright, you want to let your bake set for 5-10 minutes. I have been known to go a little bit longer. But you really want to give that bake time to bake. The heat from your face really is baking that powder and locking it in. So, you know, your setting spray will help with the longevity of your makeup, but setting powder, I think, works better than a setting spray. Okay, the bake has set long enough. So let's take it off very gently. You don't want to rub too hard because you're going to move that makeup. Now let's blush. I like blush because it gives you a healthy glow. It just makes you look healthy and natural. Some people don't like blush. I'm a little bit of a blush whore. I'm not gonna lie. I'm mainly focusing on the apples of my cheeks, but I am running it into that bronzer a little bit to create a more seamless appearance. We're going to use a little Prosecco pop today. I'm doing like a pan kind of gig. Now see, I will take a little highlighter up here, not a lot. Notice I didn't redip. Because again, this is my focal point. So highlighter is going to bring the eyes to that focal point. Sometimes I'll bring the highlighter down on my cheek to give like a glow. But if I do that, I go back over with a little blush. So it doesn't really look like I have highlighters on my cheek or highlighter. I just have but that glow though. Alright, I want to go finish up the rest of my face and I'll meet you back here. Alright my loves, so when you think of highlighter, there's one more thing we often forget about, our lips. So we did highlight the Cupid's bow, that's great. But if you take a lip topper or a lip gloss, whatever you so choose, add just a little in the middle. Blend it out. A little on the top. That just highlights the center of your lips, which makes them look a little more full and a little more luscious. It's a secret that I'm sharing with you. But anyway, that is it for the highlight and contour. If you have any questions, post them down below. I will try to answer them, or maybe I don't know the answer and it's a question I've wondered about too. And other people can help each other. Until next time, my loves.